Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we had that Silent Hill transmission yesterday and we'll go over what was announced there. And is Microsoft looking at building their own app store to compete with Apple and Google on mobile devices? We have those topics and more to cover, but before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell and we can keep you up to date with gaming news. Now let's get started. First, we have that Silent Hill transmission that was released yesterday, and we had a whole lot of things leaking out before it ever even went up. This was coming from Gematsu. The metadata for the YouTube page was leaked, and it had basically the list of all the projects here. And then, of course, in Konami fashion, when they premiered the video, the entire thing was available, so you could just immediately start watching it at like 2x speed if you wanted to. But let's just go through the highlights here. From Bloober Team, we do have that Silent Hill 2 remake that's going to be coming out as a PlayStation 5 console exclusive for 12 months. And it will also be available on PC. And they made sure to note that Masahiro Ito and Akira Yamaoka will both be involved, and they worked closely with Bloober Team on the game. And it will have an over-the-shoulder camera point of view. And we don't have a release date yet, but they showed a lot of footage and it looked pretty done, so I'm imagining this will come out sometime next year. And then the next game they announced was Silent Hill Townfall, and this was just a teaser trailer, but from the description that was given, expect some type of psychological thriller, and the game definitely seems to be a long way out from release. And it's developed by the Scottish studio No Code, who previously developed Stories Untold and Observation. And then next we get a glimpse of a new Silent Hill film called Return to Silent Hill. Now this is being directed by the 2006 film director, which is Christopher Gaines, and it's supposed to be based on the story of Silent Hill 2. And the movie will be independent from the previous two movies. And earlier this year, the director had spoke about a script for the film, and it was targeting a 2023 release. And then next up, we get a look at several collectibles from the Silent Hill series. And then we have an interesting announcement here. This is Silent Hill Ascension, and this is going to be some kind of live, real-time interactive series. And the project's being done by GenVid with Bad Robot, Behavior, and DJ2. Now, GenVid also did something similar with The Walking Dead Last Mile, where they did these weekly live interactive streams. And during the stream, you can change the outcome of how things go. So I'm guessing this will be something similar. This will probably be weekly streams that you can tune in and interact to affect the story. And then the final announcement was a new game called Silent Hill F. And there's been some debate of what the F means. It's a lowercase f, so I first of all think frequency. But then I read some musically inclined people that said forte. So I assume we'll eventually find out how to pronounce that. And it's being developed by Neobards Entertainment. And in the credits, they also mention Rukishi07, who's a writer known for When They Cry visual novel series. And then also they mention Motori Okamoto, who is a former Nintendo developer. And again, this is a teaser trailer, so we're probably years out from this being finished. So overall, a very interesting presentation, and that Silent Hill 2 remake definitely looks good. I've only played bits and pieces of the Silent Hill games over the years, so I may have to go back and revisit that first one before this remake comes out. Next, we have this headline here from The Verge. It says, Microsoft is building an Xbox mobile gaming store to take on Apple and Google. Now, this is coming from a recent filing by the UK's Competitive and Markets Authority, or the CMA, and it was related to Microsoft's planned acquisition of Activision Blizzard. And in this, Microsoft revealed that it's looking to get into mobile markets with a dedicated Xbox mobile store. And The Verge has a snippet here of this filing. It says the transaction will improve Microsoft's ability to create a next-generation game store which operates across a range of devices, including mobile, as a result of the addition of Activision Blizzard's content. Building on Activision Blizzard's existing communities of gamers, Xbox will seek to scale the Xbox Store to mobile, attracting gamers to a new Xbox mobile platform. Shifting consumers away from the Google Play Store and App Store on mobile devices will, however, require a major shift in consumer behavior. Microsoft hopes that by offering well-known and popular content, gamers will be more inclined to try something new. So in case you didn't know, Activision Blizzard owns two largely popular mobile games, and that's Call of Duty Mobile and Candy Crush Saga. So let's say Microsoft moves those over to an Xbox mobile store. This would give Microsoft a huge boost in that mobile store. And also, if you weren't aware, both Apple and Google take a cut of all revenue generated through apps in their store. So say you download Call of Duty Mobile and you make an in-app purchase, let's say of $1, just to make the math easier. Apple or Google will get about 30 cents of that dollar, so Microsoft would be able to keep that revenue as well as charge their own fees for apps in their store. So let me know in the comments what you think of this plan. Do you think Microsoft could use this to get a foothold in the mobile app store industry? Or do you think both Google and Apple will do whatever they can to kind of block them out? Next, it looks like Netflix may be looking into getting into the cloud gaming streaming service. We have the headline here from VGC. Netflix says it's considering launching a cloud gaming service, cites Stadia lessons. So this was coming from a discussion at TechCrunch Disrupt event. And here, Netflix Vice President of Games Mike Verdu said that the company was investigating the possibility of letting its subscribers stream games. We have part of that video transcribed here from VGC. It says, "We're very seriously exploring a cloud gaming offering so we can reach members on TVs and PCs. We'll approach this the same way we did with mobile. We'll start small, be humble, be thoughtful, and then build out. But it is a step we think we should take to meet members where they are, on devices where they consume Netflix." So when he was asked how he would avoid a failure like Stadia, he noted that Stadia was a technical success, but had some issues with the business model. And here's what he thinks of how Netflix's approach would be different. For us, delivering games to your TV and your PC, it's value add. We're not asking you to subscribe as a console replacement, so it's a completely different business model. The hope is, over time, it just becomes very natural to play games wherever you are. So if anybody has the infrastructure experience when it comes to streaming, I guess it would be Netflix. Now, I think most of the games they would start off with would be along the lines of mobile games, since that's what they are currently experienced in. I don't think we'll see a Call of Duty available on Netflix anytime soon. And the mobile app version of Netflix currently has 35 games, and there are 55 more currently in development. So I would imagine they would pull from one of these current studios rather than trying to get third parties on board, at least until they prove their technology, and would see adding third parties in as something that's profitable. And finally, we have an update for the Xbox with a few little changes here I want to go over. First, you're now able to change your TV volume if you have the CEC feature enabled. And you can also mute your startup audio as well as that power on chime. You can change your home console now while you're setting up your new Xbox. and you're allowed to change this 5 times a year, and this feature is what lets you play digital games while you're offline. And the power modes also got a name change. Standby is now sleep, and energy saving is now shutdown (energy saving). There was also a name change for Xbox Passkey and Xbox Guest Key, and this is just now Xbox Pen and Xbox Guest Pen. And there's also a firmware update for your controller. And then over on the Xbox mobile app, you'll be able to trim the length of your videos. And over on the PC, the Xbox Game Bar now has the ability to share to Metal.tv and edit your clips. So there's several small features that you can take advantage of once you update your Xbox. Especially if you want to sneak up at night and play your Xbox, you can turn it on now without waking up the whole house. And that's all we have for today. Did anything we cover catch your attention? Were there any announcements at that Silent Hill presentation that you're excited for? And do you think Microsoft would be able to compete in that mobile app store business? Drop me a comment about those topics or anything else we covered today. I want to thank you for watching, and be good.